We got Trump suing Facebook, Twitter, and Google in a class action lawsuit. He filed this in the Southern District of Florida, and he's going back for his accounts. He wants them back. He wants to be able to tweet to the people. I have a feeling it won't work. Of course, Trump was banned from Twitter in January, and then also was given a further 2-year ban on Facebook in the same month. And then he has like a lot of restrictions on YouTube. I don't know if it's a full out ban. Maybe someone on the show does. But yeah, interesting to see just like such a prominent figure over the last 4 years still trying to get his name back into the public sphere. I just like personally haven't seen, like, don't see his message ever now. And of course, over the last 4 or 5 years, his message was everywhere. So just like those super highways of communication are closed off to him. And now it's like the message is a lot more mundane, or you just like don't see it as much as before, which to pull it into the crypto sphere with Web3 and those kind of products that people are trying to launch, including social media apps like Twitch, you wouldn't be able to take down people's accounts. They would just live on forever as uncensorable domains that kind of link to one another through like applications on top of blockchains. So that's kind of the crypto angle here. But I'm going to toss this down to Zach. What do you think about this? Is he going to win these lawsuits?
I was just thinking about how nice it is that you don't have to hear Trump all the time anymore. It's been like real nice. So it's pro censorship. Let's shut it down. This freedom of speech stuff, cut it out. No, that's just like top line. Just wow. Remember when he like took up all the oxygen in the room every day on the internet, like every single day?
Now it's Elon Musk.
That was crazy.
Entertaining, Zach. It
was
entertaining.
Crazy.
It was
so
crazy, inciting. Yeah,
it was
why
indeed.
Should he get him back? I know Naomi wants to talk, so I'm just going to set you up. Why should he get him back?
Yeah, go for it. Go, Naomi, go.
You shouldn't. I mean, a private platform has the right to kick off whoever they want. They keep talking about these biased policies. Who cares? It's the right of the platform to determine whether or not they want biased policies or not. Like, I think that, like, my question is, who cares? For 2 reasons, right? Number one, why would we want to force social media platforms to keep political figures on there? That is a dangerous, slippery slope that we don't want to go down. And I don't want to hear more from politicians. It just sounds awful. Like, let the platforms do what they want. Number two, if Trump really thought that these were bad platforms that were biased, all he needed to do was say, I'm going to X platform, or I'm starting my own platform, and it would have gone gangbusters. It would have had 50% of the American population on there, championing him, and it would have become a rival for these platforms. But instead, he's putting these platforms up on a pedestal, further entrenching their position by trying to change the laws around it, trying to sue them, trying to get back at them so that he can get back on their platform. By getting back on their platform, he is giving their platform, more clicks and more views for all of the things that he says on those platforms. So I don't know why he wants to prop up these platforms that he thinks are incredibly biased when he can just go and do his own thing. It's just the stupidest thing. Let the free market work. Let alternatives pop up. And I'm going to throw this to you,
Let me play
Adam.
devil's advocate here.
All right,
I'll give it to Adam first.
Well, Will, go in. Will, go in, son.
I'm taking this. I got a lot to say here. Okay. So there's 2 things. One, it's not about whether or not and who gets banned. It's about consistency in the application of rules. And that is something that has very much been missing from all of these political conversations that have been happening on social media. There is very selective censorship. There is very selective enforcement of the rules based upon political ideology. I have no problem what platforms, private platforms, create in terms of their rules. I do believe that they need to stick to them, or they can't be protected in the way that they are right now. Secondly, I've now pulled up, based on this conversation, the actual statement that was like Twitter's argument for why they banned him. And I'm going to read it now, part of it. On January 8th, 2021, President Donald J. Trump tweeted, "The 75 million great American patriots who voted for me, America first, and make America great again, will have a giant voice long into the future. They will not be disrespected or treated unfairly in any way, shape, or form," end quote. Shortly thereafter, the president tweeted, quote, "To all of those who asked, I will not be going to the inauguration of January 20th, end quote. This is now Twitter talking. "Due to the ongoing tensions in the United States and an uptick in the global conversation in regards to people who violently stormed the Capitol on January 6th, these 2 tweets must be read in the context of broader events in the country and the way in which the president's statement can be mobilized by different audiences." I'm going to stop quoting there. That is as dystopian as you can possibly get. That is saying that it doesn't matter what you said, it matters how some arbitrary people might choose to interpret it outside of your actual words. And if that's the standards that we're using now, regardless of whether it's a private platform or not, then there is no such thing as free speech anymore. It's just a question of who has power and how much can you exercise that power to emphasize your viewpoint. Back to you.
Adam, I got to jump in. In because you're saying that this is dystopian. What would be more dystopian than then having the government as the arbiter of truth? The government saying, you know, this is a consistent application. You know, this would be the way to apply it consistently. The platform can choose. Like the platform thinks it's being consistent. The platform say these are the rules. This is how we interpret them. The only other alternative is the government top down coming in and saying this is how you should interpret them, which gets into a whole scarier, worse mess.
So I don't disagree with you on that, but again, the government is already in this picture because the government protects these platforms from lawsuits and from legal action based on their status as a neutral platform that just enforces the rules and provides rails. Again, when you make a phone call, you know, the telephone company isn't
never comes
listening
into play. There is no requirement for these platforms to be neutral, and people keep throwing that word in as if this is something that a publisher or anyone has to do.
Then Section
it doesn't have to be neutral.
I'm out. Will's got
that's ridiculous. Neutrality
we need to hear what Will has to say.
Nothing to do with Section 230.
Will.
No, we got to go to the next topic. All I'm saying is like I only have 3,500 followers, and it would have been cool if they like distributed Trump's following account to everybody. Like that would have been kind of cool, like a good way to appease everyone.